Hello, love. It's Nina with Passion Squared. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm so grateful you're here. So let's get into it. Last week, we talked about 2024 being the year of perspective in the professional salon space. And today I want to talk about something that I actually shared on both the Passion Squared Instagram and TikTok last week. And I received a comment that really has stuck with me. And so we're gonna get into it. And it started with the seeing all the memes about the Stanley Cups, not hockey, the tumbler, the drink thing, Stanley Cup. I don't have one. I love that people love it. Let me just make that very clear. Anyways, I was seeing lots of funny memes all over the socials. And one thing that I saw that inspired the post that I shared last week was something along the lines of, don't be spending $40 on a Stanley Cup and not investing in professional salon products. And of course, the marketer in me, the mentor in me, the educator in me, the coach in me, the brand strategy in me said, this is an opportunity. This is an opportunity to talk about brand value, lifetime client value, all of those things. So that's pretty much what I did in that post, which I will link to this episode. You can go and look at it. However, that's not what I'm not going to re-share that, of course, here on the podcast. I want to talk about a part of that post and a comment we received on that post and dive a little deeper into the narrative that that home hair care products, whether they be the professional home hair care products, are superior to non-professional home care products. One of the things that I shared in that post was, if your client isn't investing in professional home hair care products, there are several reasons that could be. And again, I'll link the post into the show notes. However, one of the things that I said is it could be budget. It could be budget. Meaning somebody sees significant value in the actual salon experience, whether it's cut, color, extensions, lashes, whatever it is. However, that's it. They don't literally have any more money to invest in a $100 professional home care regimen. So in that post I shared, if we focus on lifetime client value, meaning the joy, happiness, referrals, and revenue your client brings you over the lifetime of your relationship, if we focus on that, why would we not offer clients alternatives to what you offer in the salon in terms of home care solutions? Meaning, dare I say, a quote unquote drugstore product, boutique, Ulta, Sephora, the grocery store, whatever. And I know that definitely can increase some increase some anxiety and feelings in the professional salon space. I want to give you some context, though. I've been in this space since I literally entered beauty school. And the majority of my time was spent in the seat of being an educator and also a marketer. I was responsible for the new product strategy and marketing for a global professional hair care brand for a really long time. I understand these narratives like those products have waxes, or I just saw something doing some research for this episode where it says Pantene uses the same ingredients as floor wax. Okay, I remember when these narratives started. They started decades ago. And I still see them being used today. So this is all gonna connect, but the context here is that I understand this shit. I understand products, I understand ingredients, and I also understand brand strategy, brand value, and marketing. So that's where I want you to look at this conversation. When we get into that absolute black and white thinking, we're like, you're either gonna buy professional salon products from me, or you're not gonna shampoo your hair, like ever. The truth is your clients are shampooing their hair, right? Your clients are conditioning their hair. Your clients are using some sort of styling products. And the truth is the majority of them are not using what you use in the salon. Because if they were using what you use in the salon, the salon hair care market would look much different, as would the economics of a salon. We have to be honest with ourselves and understand that as long as I've been in this industry, one of the KPIs, the key performance indicators, when we look at financials of a salon is retail percentage, right? Percentage of revenue. And it's kind of always hovered around the 10% mark. Now, of course, there's outliers. There are anomalies, meaning Aveda concept salons changed that narrative significantly starting 25 plus years ago. And they began to integrate the actual home care products they recommend into their actual services, which created more value in the eyes of the client, and it pushed the retail percentage up significantly to 25 and 30% of sales were coming from professional home hair care products. However, that was never the norm. That was never the norm. So let's just say that 1 out of every 10 of your clients leaves with a professional hair care product. What about those other 9? Like, what are they doing? Again, we have to remember they are shampooing, they are conditioning, they are styling. What tools are they using to do that? So a comment that I received, which I absolutely loved, and I've read it like 4 times because I wanted to make sure I understood it. And the point in this comment is it's important. It's also important to inform your customers that aftercare is just as important as spending money on a service. So if that's true, then one of the things I've recommended forever is then why wouldn't we include the products in the experience, right? Why wouldn't we package the most fundamental essential home care products into the actual service experience if they're equally important? Something to think about. The wrong products can make your hair color fade or dry out. Yeah, absolutely. However, this myth that every product that is outside of the professional salon space dries the hair out and fades color is simply not true. At least it's not true anymore. It's just not. And when we look at literal ingredient declarations, ingredient decks, the things you see on the back of the bottles, you can compare these products. The products have very similar ingredients, similar categories of ingredients. There's some sort of cleansing agent, right? Some sort of cleansing agent. That can be sulfate-based or sulfate-free. There are some kind of silicones. There's something in there for slip. It can be silicone-free, but there's still something in there for slip and condition and shine. Some sort of paraben, some sort of preservative, some sort of copolymers, dimethicones. So while this isn't about clean beauty versus not clean beauty, because that's a whole nother fucking discussion, to vilify, oh my God, I just used another new word. I did this last week's episode. I've never used. Now I have to look it up, vilify. Oh, yeah. I used the right word. Gosh, Mama Kovner would be so proud. Vilify, speak or write about in a disparaging manner. Yeah, so we as an industry have just been kind of trained and raised up to vilify anything that is not a professional salon product. Well, speaking of perspective and context, what actually is a professional salon product anymore? I mean, let's be honest. It used to be, the meaning used to be, that it was exclusively sold through, available through a professional hair salon. That's just not a thing anymore, right? So many professional quote unquote salon brands sell direct, right? Now, they may have a financial incentive for you, like affiliate programs and stuff, which is awesome. Awesome. They sell at places like Sephora or Ulta or whatever. So when we're looking at going back to lifetime client value, what's more important to you? Retaining a client and ensuring they feel happy, beautiful, and can style their hair in between visits with what you believe is the best products for them, or not educating them regardless of budget and just letting them walk out and make their own choices based on something they see on TikTok or YouTube? I want you to think about that, because this is about relationship building, and relationships are built on trust. And when we look at building trust to help lifetime client value, that has a lot to do with being honest and educating clients on how to take care of their hair or skin, nails, whatever. I know that it's not the norm to approach this topic in this way. However, at Passion Squared, it's not the norm. And I want to help you with perspective. I want to help you with looking at the longer term picture and really thinking about the fact that the majority of your clients, now again, I'm generalizing, not literally you, but you collectively as an industry, us, the majority of your clients are not purchasing professional home care products from you. That's like literally a fact. However, they are buying something, right? They are washing their hair. So wouldn't it be more awesome if they were washing their hair with something that you recommended, even though they didn't purchase it from you? Because here's the difference. Let's say that this client is a every 4-week client that spends $100 on their service every 4 weeks. So $100 times 12 months, that's $1,200 a year in revenue this client brings you. Is it worth possibly losing that client because they didn't purchase $100 in home care from you? Or retaining that client and them sharing their happiness because of the fact that you said, you know what, I understand. You told me your budget, you're really struggling right now. And I value you coming in so much and keeping your appointments. I love having you as a client. There are 2 shampoos actually that I do recommend that I've used myself, that I've recommended to other clients, that is much more within your budget. And here's where you can find them. I just want you to think about that. I just want you to think about that. Lifetime client value. And getting clear on the fact that while it would be incredible if every single client invested in all the home care products that you recommend, That would be awesome. It's not the reality. And you can still educate them. You can still make sure they're happy in between visits. It's an incredible way to build trust. Now, of course, depending on your brand, depending on your business, depending on your business model, depending on how you look at investing in home care products, you could decide. Now, again, every brand's different, so I'm not literally speaking to any individual one of you. However, you could consider looking at offering a few different items at different budgets. However, even with that, the fact remains 100% of clients have never, in our industry, generally speaking, purchased products from you. I wish those numbers were different. They're not. They never have been. So let's get back to what matters, right? What really matters if we look at why we exist as businesses. We're here to solve problems, right? You are there to solve the problems of the clients you serve. And that includes ensuring their happiness in between visits. That includes the value that's created through education and sharing your expertise. That includes clear communication. That it's back to the fundamentals and perspective. There's no reason to bash home care products that you don't see as not professional. They're not all bad. They're not. I know that's hard to admit. They're just not. Especially in 2024. Of course, there's been significant developments in technology. So, perspective. And let people fucking enjoy their Stanley Cups. Let's allow people joy, right? Let's do that. Let's do that together. I want to keep talking about this. If you have thoughts, if you have questions, if you want to tell me to fuck off, I want to hear from you. I do. This is such an important discussion. Such an important discussion. And there are so many ways you can invest your time, your super valuable time, your precious time and energy into serving your clients and creating awesome, consistent experiences aligned with your brands. Really focusing on lifetime client value. And we don't need to vilify other things to create value for our clients. I want you to think about that. You can find Passion Squared on the socials at Passion Squared, passionsquared.net. I'm so grateful for you. We have a few guests coming up in the next month, as I promised last week. I appreciate your support. If you would be inspired to share your experience about our podcast, if you're listening to this on a podcast platform, I'd be so grateful if you shared your experience in a review. It helps more people find our podcast. And I'm just super grateful for you. I'm a little overly excited today because there's snow in the forecast. And I don't know, maybe I should have been a weather person in my last life or my next. I'm obsessed with the weather. I'm obsessed with snow. I love it. If you are struggling in a storm, I am sending you so much love. And I'm excited. I'm really excited at the possibility of snow this week. I am very prepared. If you're in the Portland area and you literally need anything at all, I'm the place. I am probably the most prepared person in town. It was not always that way. So, of course, I'm like hyper prepared because, trauma responses. Has nothing to do with this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Again, I'm so grateful you're here. Have a peaceful day. Bye.